I need for your books closed and put under your desks. Blue pieces of paper, if you still have them out, put them under your desks. All you should have on your desk right now is a pen or pencil, and then this salmon sheet I'm about to pass out to you right now. We're continuing our discussion on argumentative appeals, or arguments, argument writing, just like we've been starting. Looks like. Just like we've been talking about. And today we're continuing that conversation with a little thing called ethos, pathos, and logos. How many of you have heard ethos, pathos, and logos before?
Sounds Spanish.
Rainy has. Anybody have any ideas? Okay, everything else off your desk except for this piece of paper and a pen or pencil, so you're not distracted. Okay, so right now, you guys, did this die yesterday in class?
Yes.
Okay, it worked my whole entire day.
I don't think it likes us.
Maybe not.
I don't think because I licked it. It doesn't work. Ew. What?
You licked it?
Why did you lick it?
Okay,
It's
you guys, I don't know what the deal is. I promise it worked all day today.
Sure.
And then it stopped working.
It must read us.
All right, in the meantime,
I won. Yes! I know someone to solve it.
I was on 3.
Yeah, I know. Okay, that helped.
Run.
Oh,
no, it's not frozen anymore. Oh, that's so frustrating.
Point at the computer.
What about the screen? I don't think it likes us.
You guys, I'm not kidding. It seriously might not like you guys.
I wouldn't play that. I ran out the door and then
Oh well, okay, that's fine. We're moving on. Okay, I need Calvin. Raise your hand if you're Calvin. Rollman.
I totally am.
Okay, raise your hand if you're Hobbs.
Oh, me. I totally am. We both.
Can I hear Matt?
Can I choose?
Okay. All right, Calvin.
Matt. Wait.
Okay, Roman, you're Calvin, and which is the boy, and then Hobbs is the tiger. So go ahead,
I've
Roman.
read a lot of Calvin. Help me think of an issue to debate for the dumb paper.
Well, what issues do you care about?
I don't care about issues. I've got better things to do than argue with every wrong-headed crackpot with this ignorant opinion. I'm a busy man. I say either agree with me or take a hike. I'm right, period. End of discussion.
Yeah, right.
There. See? Everybody's happy.
Okay, Calvin would fail his argument paper. So do not take after Calvin and think that you are completely right all the time. Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and talk about argumentative appeals. What is an appeal? Can I have someone read that? Taylor?
An appeal is a method used to prove your case.
Good. An appeal is a method used to plead your case. What are some of the words that are synonyms of plead? What's one, George?
Like bag.
Beg. Good. Anybody else have any others? All right, when we talk about pleading with appeals, we're talking about trying to convince somebody of what we believe. So, in argumentative writing, we've got logos, ethos, and pathos. These are 3 types of appeals that we're going to be working with today. What does logos sound like to you? What does it sound like, Garrett?
A logo.
Okay, it sounds like a logo. Wait, Garrett, what do you say?
A Lego.
Okay, it sounds like a Lego. What do you think, Jillian?
I think of like Nike, that their logo is the Nike swoosh, it would be like a type of brand.
Okay, maybe. Kimmy, what do you think?
Crazy people.
Okay, for logos? Like logo? Okay.
Don't run.
What about LOG? Like What words start with L-O-G? What words start with L-O-G? Micah?
Logan.
Okay, Logan. What's another one, Ellie? Logic. Okay, what about ethos? What reminds you when you hear maybe ethos? Jillian?
Oh, I thought it was something that started with H. I don't know. Wait,
What do you think, Roman?
sounds like Eros, the god of love.
Okay, what about ethos? What is ETH? What do you think, Emily?
The dude was Ethiopia.
Okay, Ethiopia. What else?
Really?
What else, Kimmy?
Ethics.
Ethics, maybe good. What about pathos? Yeah, Emily? Path. Okay, what else, Kimmy?
Pathological.
Pathological, maybe. What do you think, Orion? Okay, we'll come back to maybe something like pathetic, all right? Here's the deal. Ethos, pathos, and logos are extremely important when we are writing argumentative papers. You want your paper to be right in this triangle. So you want it to have a good mixture of all ethos, logos, and pathos. You don't want it just to be limited. So, logos, I've handed out this salmon colored sheet. These are called your skeleton notes. I know it's flip-flopped, but we're writing down logos first. Can I have someone read what does it mean for me? Go ahead, Taylor.
Convincing, logical reasoning, the facts and statistics used to help support.
Excellent. So what does that L stand for? What does it mean? Can I have someone read this part for me? Go ahead, Sydney.
The L in logo stands for logical.
Good. The L in logo stands for logical. Write this down on your salmon colored sheet.
Where?
Where is the logos?
When you finished with writing it down, point to it so I know that you've written it down. Okay, remember pointing is with the index finger, not with your whole palm.
No.
Which means do not do the opposite of what I say.
You guys, the camera!
Okay, take about 5 more seconds to get this down. Oh, before we move on, one thing I want you to know, when you think of logos, think logical. Do not think logos in the sense of like the Apple symbol, like the Apple computer, the Mac symbol. Don't think that. Nike, Burger King, Wendy's, I don't know, Reebok, AT&T, Verizon. Don't think logos, okay? You're thinking logos, which means logical. When people use logos, they're appealing to the logical side of your brain. Remember, we're talking about argumentative appeals, and so we're talking about they're appealing to the logical side of your brain. This lesson, guys, is actually really cool because I know many of you think that English is really boring and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. This is something you encounter every single day, whether you're driving down the highway and you see billboards, whether you watch TV and see commercials, you watch Hulu and see commercials, whether you go to the movies and see the previews before the movie, whether you see magazines, you see something dealing with logos, ethos, and pathos every single day. Roman?
What if you don't think logically?
What if you don't think logically? Believe it or not, every human brain has dealt with some sort of logic before. Okay, what do you think? Go ahead, Porter.
Question, why did you give us like all those ideas of the logo? Put that in our heads.
Why did I do that? Because I don't want you thinking about that.
Well, now I am.
Okay, throw it out of your brain, because I don't, here's the thing, we're gonna look at some advertisements later that have the logos on them, and I don't want you saying, oh, that's logos because the logo is on there. That's why I'm prefacing you, okay? When we're thinking logos, we're concentrating on logic, okay? So here we go, we're gonna look at an advertisement. Orion, turn around, please. Okay, what is the company that put forth this ad? It's pretty small.
Intel.
What is it, George?
Intel.
Intel. Okay, what is all this information? What is all this information? From someone who I haven't heard yet from today. From someone I haven't heard yet from today, although I do appreciate all my volunteers. I want to hear from someone different. Matt.
Bunch of websites.
Okay, bunch of websites. What else? What else, Sydney?
What happens in an internet minute?
What happens in an internet minute?
Wait,
Good.
question?
What is this? What is this up here? What is all of this?
Oh.
What is all of this? Ellie? It's a lot of programs. What else, Rainey?
A lot of words.
Okay, there's a lot of words. Casey, what else?
Something that has to do with the computer.
Stuff that has to do with the computer. Nice, Matt.
It says statistic.
It's a statistic. That's what Harvard says, statistic. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to what Matt said right there. You want, when you are finding something with logos, you're concentrating on data, on facts, on information, stuff that can't be argued with. So it doesn't matter if someone doesn't like this, okay? But this just is. You can't argue with it that today the number of network devices will double by 2015 if you invest in Intel. So Intel is trying to get you to invest by showing you all of this information, all of this facts, all of this data. Yes, Matt?
It makes them look smart.
It makes them look smart, right.
But what if they're wrong?
What if they're wrong? Well, it's an advertisement. Advertisers never lie, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay?
You must think it's on my face.
All right, what about this one right here?
This is the best movie of the year.
What is this an advertisement for? What is this an advertisement for, Jillian?
She's scaring and
It's an advertisement for what kind, what's it an advertisement for? Bailey?
Pantene shampoo.
Pantene shampoo. I know it doesn't look like it, but right there we've got facts and statistics. Okay? So what is this? What are these two things, Matt? It's a statistic. So right here, electric shine in 10 days. 85% more shine guaranteed. How they can guarantee that, I don't know, because I don't know how they quantify this stuff. But they're using facts to try to sway you to buy their product. Okay? This is the kind of thing that you're going to be looking for when you're thinking about logos. All right, now we've got ethos. What does ethos mean? I need a volunteer to read this. Sydney?
Convincing by the speaker's credibility or authority.
Excellent. So what does that E stand for? Can someone read that one for me, Orion?
Ethos stands for expert.
Excellent. So fill these blanks in on your salmon colored sheet. When you finish, point to it so that I know you're done. So we've already talked about logos, now we're talking about ethos. Ethos is different. This is a different type of appeal. With ethos, you're getting to be able to rely on an expert to convince you of something. So whether that's to buy a product, which is what advertisements are for, or if it's something else, ethos relies on an expert's credibility to convince you of something. So here we have Taylor Swift.
Oh
All right.
She's turning your soul again.
Okay. So here we have,
Don't
how
shoot
is
that.
this an ethos appeal? I need 3 people to read each bullet point. Taylor get one, Rainey get one, and Garrett get another. Yeah, Taylor starts.
CoverGirl is a cosmetics.
Rainey.
The woman featured is a famous singer.
Okay, and the last one, Garrett.
What is this ad suggesting?
Okay, so here we've got Taylor Swift advertising cosmetics, and cosmetics is another name for makeup. How is this an ethos appeal based off of what you just learned? George?
Because Taylor Swift is famous and it says that she uses it, so you're like, if famous people use it, then I can use it.
Good, excellent. Anything else? Why did they choose Taylor Swift and not LeBron James? Why? Jillian?
Don't wear makeup.
Okay, so most Jews don't wear makeup. Okay, what else? What else, Sydney?
Wear makeup?
Like CoverGirl is a cosmetics company, not like a food company. Like you can wear my makeup, but I don't make food.
Exactly. So we want...
And eat my macaroni and cheese.
Okay, all knees facing front. So Taylor Swift right here is our expert on makeup because she must wear makeup a lot when she's performing or when she's taking pictures taken or making music videos. She's wearing makeup a lot, and whether you like it or not, she is famous in the United States, okay, whether you like her or not. And so because of her experience with makeup and her fame, she is the expert on makeup. So if she says that she uses CoverGirl and likes it, then it's probably likely that you're gonna like it too, because you trust her because of what she has, her fame and then her experience. Yes, Jillian.
Should have used Jennifer Aniston and she's like 40 and she looks like 20.
They could have, but they chose to use CoverGirl. I mean, CoverGirl chose to be Taylor Swift.
That's not LeBron James' color.
Thank you, Ray. All right.
Isn't it weird that we were
Okay, what about this one? Who is the expert? Who is the expert in this picture? Roman, who's the expert?
Superman?
So who is Superman? Who's Superman, George?
He's a superhero.
He's a superhero. What else? What else about Superman? Go ahead, Kimmy.
He's fictional.
All right. What else? Go ahead, Orion.
He looked awesome. Plasticky.
All right. But what do we know about Superman, Porter?
That he was a superhero and he's in a lot of movies and
Okay.
a lot of different good actors play him, and he's asking us if we got milk.
All right. That's true. Bailey, what else?
I know what question what you're wanting me to say. You're saying it like he's strong.
Thank you, Bailey. Okay. So Superman is strong. He's buff. He's tough. He's cut. All these different things. And since he is the epitome of a strong man that's rough and, or not rough, but tough and strong, and he's telling you to drink milk, what does that make you think? As a consumer, what do you think? George?
If I drink milk, I'll get strong like Superman.
If you drink milk, you'll be strong like Superman. They're relying on ethos, on the expertise of Superman being the strong guy to convince you of something.
If they want a nonsense program, they should have.
All right, here's our last one right here. Who is this? Who's this man? Who's this man? Matt? It's Shaquille O'Neal, also known as Shaq. All right. Who is Shaq? What's he famous for? Brainy?
Isn't he a basketball player?
He is. He's a basketball player. So what happens to basketball players? Sydney?
They get injured.
They get injured. What else? Orion?
And they go swing the bat. They're,
Bat. It's basketball.
yeah.
Brainy?
If they're hot.
All right.
Ah.
What do you think, Garrett?
After you exercise your back, so I think, is that your muscles hurt?
Excellent. Your muscles hurt. They ache. Shaq knows because Shaq's a basketball player and he works out all the time. And so he must have an aching back all the time. So he must know that if you use Icy Hot, your aches and pains will go away. So why did they choose Shaq instead of, I don't know, Katy Perry? Okay, why did they choose Shaq? Why do you think, Sydney?
Katy Perry doesn't like it. She hates. She's not like famous for exercising.
Excellent. She's not famous for exercising. So if Shaq is telling you that I use this when I get aches and pains, what is that telling you to do when you get aches and pains? Use it, Roman.
Use all professional basketball players use because they know best.
Exactly. So use that Icy Hot. Excellent. All right, we've got one more. Pathos. Can I have someone read what does it mean, Taylor, please?
Convincing by stirring emotion, motivating using vivid language, convincing with details that affect one of our senses.
Excellent. Excellent. So can I have somebody read what does it stand for? What does that P stand for, Sydney?
The P in pathos stands for pity.
Okay, the P in pathos stands for pity. So make sure you've got this down and point to it after you finish writing it. Yes, Jillian.
Why would they call it ethos, logos, and pathos? Why isn't it just expert, logic, and pity?
Expert, logic, and pity, because these are Greek words and they deal with the Greek root words because Aristotle is a famous Greek astronomer and philosopher who determined what these were called. Because back in Greek and Roman times, like in ancient Greek and Roman times, people would often do arguments verbally and they would use these kinds of strategies. And so Aristotle is the one that finally named it. So these are all roots, like these all have Greek roots. Remember we talked about this last week. So logic and logos, those are from the same root. Ethos and ethical are from the same root. And then pathos actually shares the same root as pathetic. And many of you guys say stuff like, that guy is so pathetic. Like, watch him dance. Okay, you guys say stuff like that, but the reality is when you guys are saying pathetic, what you're saying is like, ugh, that guy, the way he's dancing is like striking such emotion in me that I feel bad for him. Okay, so you're not as jerky as you think you are. So, pathos inspires and it stirs our emotions, all right? So here we've got something that stirs our emotions in some way using our senses. So our 5 senses, what are our 5 senses? Matt?
It's like hear, see, smell, taste, and touch.
Good. So pathos relies on those emotions. And I don't want you thinking just because it's sad, it's necessarily using pathos, but also because it might be happy or it might incite some other emotion in you. So, for example, any of these emotions, scared, happy, surprised, whatever, pathos is going to inspire these emotions, okay?
That one literally is
My dad is
damaged
just
my
like,
soul.
dude.
So here's an example of an advertisement right here. When you see this advertisement, what do you feel? What emotions are being stirred? Sydney? Pity. What else? Rainey?
Sad for a little kid.
You're sad for a little kid. What else, Roman?
Sorrowful.
So you might feel sorrowful. But what are the 5, what's the senses that you're relying on? George?
Sight.
Your sight. Excellent. Now what I want to ask is how would this phrase help Haiti now? How does this add to the argument of the picture? Emily J?
There's no why there.
Excellent, there's no why. Anybody else want to tack on? Alexander?
You don't know what happened, or so you want to help, but you don't know what happened, or
Right.
if something bad happened, then you want to help.
Excellent. Okay, George, last one.
Katie needs help now.
Okay, good. So if we did not have these words, you would see this picture and think, oh, like that's so sad, that poor girl, I wish I could help. And then you'd just be stuck. But they inspire those emotions like, oh, that poor girl, I want to help. And then they tell you, they command you, help Haiti now. That's not a question, that's a command. Help Haiti now. So they've fostered you, they've sucked you in by saying, oh, look how sad this girl is, I want to do something. And they say, oh, I got the answer, you need to help Haiti now. That's the strategy United Way is. They're using that pathos, they're inspiring that emotion to make change happen. They're trying to argue something and they're getting you on their side. Yes, Jillian.
Yeah, so my stepdad, a while ago, before I met him, he said, like, whenever he sees his, like, Dawn Abuse shows, and he's, like, so tired, he's, like, laying in bed, like, almost asleep, he'll just get right up and go, like, go to the computer and stuff.
Right, because they are totally relying on pathos in those commercials. And if we've got time, we might look at those. What about this one? Okay, I just want to ask you a question. You guys, if you can't have a class discussion, we're going to go to taking notes. All right, did you guys hear your chorus of as soon as this? Okay, Matt, that was awful. All right. Okay, what is this ad relying on? What is this ad relying on? Garrett?
Cuteness.
It's relying on cuteness. What of your senses, Matt?
Like, you see it?
You see it, so it's your visual senses. So how is this ad effective? Because they're trying to get you to buy Dawn soap. What's effective about this ad, Jillian?
It says, one bottle equals $1 to save wildlife.
Okay.
So it's telling you that if you buy one, they give $1 to save the wildlife. And,
What, are they?
Good. Bina, what were you going to say? Put your hand up. You were going to say the same thing? Okay, Porter?
Well, the Dawn soap is actually healthy enough to clean the oil off of all the animals.
Right.
So they usually use that, and it saves the ducks and stuff that lay in the oil spills.
Right.
So
So imagine though, because this is a coupon, imagine this cute face wasn't here, and it just said, one bottle equals $1 to save wildlife, and they explained. It was the same information, but the picture wasn't there. How effective would it be, Sydney? It wouldn't be as convincing, why not?
because there's nothing cute on there. You're like, oh, that's cute. I want to save it.
Right, exactly. They're relying on that pathos, inspiring that emotion with this image to make you do something. And if half of you don't go buy Dawn later, I'll be surprised.
I just
Okay, what about this one? What about this one? What feeling does this inspire? Okay, Matt, what does it inspire?
America.
America! So what feeling is that, Kimmy? Okay, manliness, what else, Roman?
patriotism.
Patriotism. So if you buy any of these brand trucks, you're an American, you're a patriot, okay? You're a man, American. So what if I had just done the picture that represents these companies? What if I had only done that without the American flag? What would it be like, Matt?
Then I wouldn't have gone and buy one.
Right, but because if you're buying, you're American, you're a patriot, you're more likely to purchase from these companies, okay? Excellent.
What if you prefer Mexican?
All right, here's what I want to say. Remember, no calling out, thank you.
You can go to Mexico.
Here's what I want to emphasize. With persuasion, you're mostly relying on emotion instead of logic and facts to convince somebody of something. But with argument, you're using mostly ethos and logos, such as authority, logic, and facts. The reason why these work for argument is because there will be cold-hearted people out there that will be like, I don't care about the seals. So your argument's invalid. I know you can't believe that, but it's true. Anytime that you use pathos as the majority of your argument, anybody can refute you by saying, I don't agree. And then it's over. You haven't convinced them of anything. But if you use ethos and logos in your argument, and you've got data and facts and stuff to back you up, okay, nobody can argue with facts. Nobody can argue with the fact that, well, we'll look at a couple of things later, but that cigarette smoking can lead to cancer. Like, nobody can argue with that. But if you just say, well, I don't like cigarette smoking because it smells bad, somebody's going to say, well, I don't care. But if you can say it leads to cancer, so you should stop, so you're using your ethos and logos, that's going to be a more convincing argument. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Okay, on a scale of 0 to 5, 0 meaning you've never heard these words before, 5 meaning you've got this, put to your chest what you think it is. Like how well you get this. 0 to 5. Matt, you agree?
Oh, yeah.
So I'll say, Matt, we gotta have a talk. All right, excellent.
0.
So we're gonna look at some ads and I want you to identify. Okay, logos, ethos, or pathos? What is this ad using? Logos, ethos, or pathos? What do you think, Matt? Why?
America.
Why?
There's an eagle.
Okay, there's an eagle, what else?
And
Sydney?
Because there's a Coke and a giant hamburger and a thing of French fries and an eagle, all in one thing.
Okay, so what senses are these triggering? Roman?
There's 3
Okay, so it looks like it. What else, Mallory? It is convincing. One thing that I want to point out with pathos is that sometimes pathos, it relies on you using your imagination. The company Jack in the Box, they're relying on you to be able to use your imagination of how good this burger would taste, how good those French fries would taste, how good that Coke would taste, because you had it before, okay? So it's making you rely on your imagination because they can't actually waft the smells through the screen, okay? So no, you don't, Rich, I promise you that, man. So you want to be able to use your imagination when you're using pathos. Yes, Kimmy?
I feel pity for that eagle because it's about to be killed by that balloon.
I don't know about that. Okay. All right, what about this one? What about this advertisement? Orion? Logos, ethos, or pathos? Okay, which one, Kimmy?
Pathos.
Why?
Because it's like, it makes people feel like, oh, that person looks good. And they drink Coke, okay, I should drink Coke too.
Okay. Okay, what else? Go ahead, Sydney.
Well, like, and like the fairs on fun, and she's getting Coke.
Good. This advertisement goes back to a feeling of nostalgia. Okay, so it stirs an emotion of like good times at the fair, boys, you're going with a pretty girl, okay, something like that. It just inspires good feelings. So this is kind of related to pathos. Very good. All right, what about this one right here? Quarter.
because
Actually,
one, we already talked about it. Two, it's just a different picture, and it's really cute.
Yeah. I love this day. You guys, can I tell you something? I love this day because I see all my Tinder boys' hearts. And now they recognize stuff as cute. Okay? All right, let's talk about this though.
I want that gun.
You guys, you can't handle quick discussion. We're going to have you write these down. All right, so this is a combination. We've got smoking kills, so why bother starting? It's a major cause of stroke, it's very addictive, raises blood pressure, suppresses immune function, etc. All these reasons right here. This is called a PSA, it's a public service announcement. It's not an advertisement trying to sell you something, it's just trying to argue something or convince you of something. So Kason, what do you think?
That it's logos because it has facts.
Okay, so it's a combination of logos. What else? Ellie? Oh, Kimmy, what do you think?
It's logos because it has all of these facts and then it tells you about it.
Right, like Kason said. Yep. Roman, what else?
And it's trying to show you, like, we all know guns can kill.
Good.
So they're loading the cigarettes into a gun to show you that, oh, it has the same effect.
Okay, good. That's excellent. So right now, though, what I want to talk about is the combination of visual images and writing. How would this change? How would this advertisement, this public service announcement change without the writing? So imagine all this was gone and it was just a picture of this man loading cigarettes into a gun. How would it change? How would it change, Sydney?
well, if you didn't have any background like knowledge, you'd just be like, well, that's not very convincing.
Yep, good. What else, Micah?
It wouldn't make any sense.
It wouldn't make any sense, and go ahead, Taylor, what'd you say? Yep, exactly. Maddie, was that a hand raise? Are you gonna say the same thing? What do you think, George?
Or you'd just be like, that's weird, why is he putting cigarettes in the gun?
Right, exactly. This supplements this. Now, how would the ad change, though, if the picture that didn't make sense wasn't there? Because these words make sense, like smoking kills, so why bother starting? This makes sense, but what if the image wasn't there? Jillian?
So the first thing, when you usually, if you have a full thing, you usually see is the guy loading the gun of cigarettes, and then you read the rest. But when you start from the top and you're like, what causes major case of stroke? And then what's very addictive? And then you just go to the end and you're like, oh, and I have to go read it.
Exactly, makes sense. Thank you guys for waiting. Go break, and I'll see you when you get back.
Go, Bailey, go, go.
Dude, you said go to Penguin, and talk about it, and then it just had to do with pictures.
This is
But what if you
recording.
said, one goggle
It
$1 to
is.
save wildlife, and it showed a cheese.
There's Julian, there's Micah.
Hey, you couldn't see me the whole time.